We've seen a couple players in the league do that. Not to the effect that Rachel Vasquez, a freshman, part of a young core for this Evansville team. That's why
so much power coming off there.
It's personal for her tonight. Ortiz from Puerto Rico. Almost half the active roster for Evansville. Also from the SIU, Malvis Ortiz. So former teammates on opposite sides tonight. Here is Rodriguez and Ortiz. And Martin too. I mean, you get blocks and digs like that from your setter, it's a huge bonus.
Yeah, she's a very versatile player, especially since moving her to the outside.
A great dig in the back by Keera Clarke. Rodriguez with the tip. Rojas keeps it alive. Joust at the net. Kept alive by Clarke and Martin. Back set for Tam from the 3-meter line, and it's out. She was only good for 7 swings.
That's right, and now that the tape seems to be...
Left hammy. They back set Ballman and nearly slipped through Cornist. SIU reloads. There's McGuire. Vasquez there behind. Tam down the line. Patience Brown sends the free ball. Set by McInnes. She pushes it to the middle. These players for Evansville, it seems like they pick out their opponents where they're going to have their best games. For Rachel,
that women's basketball team last night looked really strong in their final exhibition.
Here's McGuire cross court. Here's Goldstein. And Vasquez popped up by the double block of Ballman and Paulson. 3-ball time for Evansville. Back row Tam. Some ball here. And they go to Cornist once more. Keera Clarke puts her body on the line.
To emerge and to try and defend all those weapons. Set 2 for Evansville is Alana McInnes. As right there as McGuire's going to go for the attack, saved by Evansville. The set over to Ballman. Ballman on the...
And, you know, her team's struggles this year is when we play well, it's because we're receiving well when we're not.
Yeah, you really do. And SIU, I think, is going to get there. Keera Clarke, Laura Rojas. These are all talented passers. While they're on the serve, they're going to give it to Tam. Tam's going to tip it. Taken by Martin. Set over to Ortiz. Ortiz with the free ball.
In the first set where she shot a couple balls long, came back a few points later and went cross court.
And as the captain of Alondra Vasquez on the serve, they're taking Patience Brown. Nice, oh my gosh. Volley combination is she's going to get the serve right here. And they're going to set it to Tam. Keera Clarke is able to corral it. We saw that a lot with Keera Clarke. She just puts her body into it. And they're going to give it as Keera Clarke is going to set it out to Elena Martin. And Martin goes through the block and ends the run there for Evansville. As Keera Clarke's going to go back to serve. And Keera Clarke, we're really seeing what she can do with a full season under her belt.
How about Elena Martin too? And it started last night a little bit at Loyola on Monday. She started to look like the all-conference player that she was last year.
And I think sometimes when you're for sure going to be the focal point of any team, that sort of dunk attack as Rachel Tam takes an attack, handled by Keera Clarke, and Patience Brown, her attack is handled. And Mildred Rodriguez hits it into the block. Keera Clarke's able to handle the serve. Patience Brown.
Back to serve, Keera Clarke.
Most for a Saluki in over 2 years since their good friend and former teammate Alex Rosignol did it 2 years ago against
Lindsay Wright roll, if you remember her from Missouri State.
Oh,
so
sure.
effective on the slide there. And with her, as right there, she can get up.
Yeah, we did that match with Lindsay Wright here last year in Bradley. 2019, won't be surprised if they're maybe 5th or 6th in the league.
Squad, but that number 2, number 3 seed very much in play for Coach Stein.
That's where SIU was so dominant last night. Wagner kept alive by Fortuny. Set for Martin, swing for Paulson. And that ball
Clip that they posted the last time.
Evansville does not serve like an 8th place team.
No, they don't.
They're 3rd in the league in getting people out of system.
And it's easy to see with just the velocity they're able to serve with. between Tam, between Vasquez, between Rodriguez.
Keera Clarke keeps that off the Debbie Barr banner.
To see Keera Clarke, she goes as far back as the Salukis. It's off with this team serving.
Paulson sprays it to the back.
Coach Concepcion called them scary, and so far they're leading the way offensively.
He kind of played along with the Halloween theme. Spooky, scary, words he used to describe them.
I'll play up to the next holiday, and I'm sure Coach Thompson is grateful, or thankful, I should say.
See Wagner grow.
I am too. She's going to be a very solid player.
Match point here for Evansville. SIU scrambles.